Train your mind, evaluate your game, and dominate your life. Let me ask you something. When pressure hits, who do you become? If you want to perform under pressure, if you want to build confidence that lasts, if you want to separate yourself from average, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Mental Toughness by Coach P podcast, where athletes, coaches, leaders, and high performers come to train the one thing that controls everything, your mind. Each episode delivers real strategies you can apply immediately. Mental performance training, resilience and confidence, a growth mindset built on grit, and how to handle pressure and build championship habits. Hey, this isn't hype. This is training for your mind. Stop letting your past hold you back. Start building resilience today. Start becoming the version of you that performs when it matters most. For everything we offer, courses, books, mental performance training, visit our website, www.inspiringthem.com. That's inspiringthem.com. Remember now, train your mind, control your mindset, and go dominate your life. Here is this week's podcast. Well, hello there. This is Coach P, Jim Pusateri, and today's podcast, Built for the Spotlight. Yes, everybody wants the spotlight. Athletes dream about it, students imagine it, coaches prepare for it, leaders pursue it, entrepreneurs chase it. We all picture ourselves in those defining moments where everything we've worked for finally comes together. The championship game, the game-winning drive, the promotion, the successful business launch, the opportunity that changes everything. We imagine the celebration. We imagine the achievement. We imagine the reward. What we rarely imagine is everything attached to those moments. Yes, the pressure, the responsibility, the expectations, the scrutiny, the possibility of failure. Everyone wants the spotlight, but very few people want everything that comes with it. And that's where separation begins. The people who accomplish extraordinary things are not necessarily the most talented people in the room. More often, they're not. They are the people who learned how to carry responsibility. They are the people who learned how to perform when pressure arrives. They are the people who stop seeing pressure as something negative and starting to see it as evidence. Evidence that the opportunity matters. Evidence that growth is occurring. Evidence that something worthwhile is at stake. Pressure is not punishment. Pressure is privilege. Nobody feels pressure over things they don't care about. And nobody worries about opportunities that have no meaning. You see, pressure only appears when something important is on the line. And that's why pressure should never be feared. It should be respected. It should be embraced. And eventually, it should be welcomed. That's why this podcast is called Built for the Spotlight. Not born for it, not lucky enough for it, built for it. Because nobody arrives naturally prepared for pressure. Mental toughness is developed. Confidence is developed. Leadership is developed. Character is developed. And when the spotlight finally arrives, it doesn't create those qualities. It reveals them. You see, the truth about big moments, one of the greatest misconceptions in sports and in life, is the belief that big moments create greatness. They don't. Big moments reveal greatness. The championship game doesn't create leadership. It reveals leadership. The final drive doesn't create confidence. It reveals confidence. The pressure-packed presentation doesn't create preparation. It reveals preparation. You see, the spotlight simply exposes what daily discipline has already built. When I first began coaching, I believed the most talented athletes would automatically perform the best under pressure. It seemed logical. Talent should win. Ability should dominate. Physical gifts should separate people. But years of coaching have taught me something very, very different. Some incredibly talented athletes struggle when the pressure's increased. Meanwhile, athletes with fewer physical gifts often thrived. The bigger the moment became, the better they performed. The difference wasn't talent. The difference was trust. The best performers trusted what they have built. They trusted their preparation. They trusted their habits. They trusted their training. And most importantly, they trusted themselves. And trust challenges everything. Most people want certainty before they act. The elite performers don't require certainty. They require preparation. They don't need guarantees. They need trust. Trust in who they've become. Trust in what they've built. Trust in their ability to respond. That's why confidence is so often misunderstood. Yes, people think confidence comes from success. The truth is, confidence comes from preparation. Success may temporarily increase confidence, but preparation creates lasting confidence. Every workout becomes evidence. Every repetition becomes evidence. Every challenge becomes evidence. Evidence that says, I belong here. I prepared for this. I can handle this. I've overcome difficult things before. When pressure arrives, evidence becomes more valuable than emotion. Because emotions will fluctuate, but preparation will remain. The spotlight doesn't create greatness. It reveals what daily discipline has already built. Let me tell you a story about the player who wanted the ball. Years ago, I coached a player who taught me one of the most important lessons of my coaching career. He wasn't our most talented athlete. He wasn't the player everyone talked about. He wasn't the athlete recruiters came to see. But there was something different about him. The bigger the moment became, the calmer he became. The greater the pressure became, the more focused he became. Late in the game that had gone back and forth all night, we found ourselves with the ball and a chance to win. The atmosphere was electric. The crowd was loud. The pressure was real. During the timeout, I looked around the huddle. Some players looked nervous. Some looked exhausted. Some looked overwhelmed. Then I looked at him. He was smiling. Not because he didn't understand the moment, because he did. Not because he didn't care, because he cared deeply. He was smiling because he trusted himself. During the timeout, he walked over and quietly said, "Coach, if we need a play, give me the ball." Then he walked back to the huddle. No drama, no speech, no arrogance, just pure confidence. Later that night, I asked him why he always seemed confident when pressure increased. Yes, he seemed very, very comfortable. And his answer has stayed with me ever since. Coach, that's what all the work is for. The early mornings, the extra conditioning, the sacrifices, the difficult practices, the commitment, the discipline. Not to avoid pressure, to embrace it. Not to hide from responsibility, to accept it. Not to fear the spotlight, to step into it. Yes, the player that nobody expected. One of the greatest lessons I learned in coaching is that the spotlight rarely arrives the way we expect. Most people assume it belongs to the star player, the all-conference athlete, the player everybody talks about. But some of the most powerful spotlight moments involve athletes nobody expected. Yes, I still can remember those players who spent most of the season unnoticed. They weren't a starter. They weren't receiving attention. They weren't chasing recognition. They were simply preparing. Every day they worked. Every day they improved. Every day they prepared for an opportunity. Every day they weren't sure if it would ever come. But then guess what happens? Injuries create an opening, an opportunity. Suddenly the spotlight found him. Not because he chased it, because he prepared for it. I remember watching him during practice that week. Yes, there was nervousness. Of course there was. Pressure creates nervousness. But there was also confidence. Confidence built on preparation, confidence built on repetition, confidence built on knowing that he had done the work. When game night arrived, hey, he wasn't perfect. And that's important to understand. Because being built for the spotlight doesn't mean performing perfectly. It means responding confidently despite imperfection. As the game progressed, his confidence grew. Not because everything went right, because he realized that he belonged. The spotlight wasn't exposing weakness. The spotlight was revealing preparation. The spotlight often finds the people who spent the most time preparing from the shadows or in the shadows. So why do people run from the spotlight? It's pressure. It's pressure. Yes, pressure is really an opportunity. Why do so many people run from it? Fear of failure, fear of criticism, fear of disappointment, fear of embarrassment, or fear of responsibility? You see, the spotlight exposes what we believe about ourselves. If we trust ourselves, the spotlight feels exciting. If we doubt ourselves, the spotlight feels threatening. The spotlight itself is neutral. It simply reveals what already exists internally. That's why preparation matters so much. Preparation creates trust, trust creates confidence, and confidence creates freedom. Hey, I'm going to take a short break right now because I want you to hear about a free booklet that you can get that'll help you learn the ability to move forward under pressure. We'll be right back. You can have all the talent in the world, all the training, and all the experience. But if you can't handle pressure, adversity, and doubt, you'll never reach your true potential. That's where the inner game comes in. Mental performance is the hidden edge. It's what separates those who rise from those who fold. The mentally tough don't break under pressure. They grow through it. They push forward when others stop. And that's exactly why the power of the Inner Game booklet was created. This free resource will help you strengthen your mindset, take control of your thinking, and unlock the performance level you're capable of. Get your free copy today because the battle is won in your mind. Hit that link in the show notes below for your free copy. Hey, Coach P here, Jim Pusateri, back at Inspirational University, the home of the Mental Toughness by Coach P. Podcasts, books, booklets, training, whatever you're looking for. We want to help you build that ability to move forward under pressure. Remember, folks, preparation creates trust, trust creates confidence, confidence creates freedom, and freedom creates performance. Most people spend their lives trying to avoid pressure. Elite performers spend their lives preparing for it. And that's why when opportunity arises, they don't shrink. They step forward because they understand something most people never learn. The spotlight isn't a burden. The spotlight is an opportunity. Identity over performance. One of the greatest mental performance lessons an athlete can learn is that performance and identity are not the same thing. A bad game does not make you a bad athlete. A mistake does not make you a failure. A setback does not define who you are. Yet many people connect their self-worth to their outcomes. When they succeed, they feel valuable. When they struggle, they question themselves. That's a dangerous cycle, folks, because performance will always fluctuate. No athlete performs perfectly. No leader gets every decision right, and no entrepreneur avoids every setback. The strongest performers understand something different. Their confidence is rooted in identity, not outcomes. Their confidence comes from character, preparation, values, purpose, and growth. Those things remain stable even when performance fluctuates. Your performance may fluctuate, but your identity should not. When identity is secure, pressure loses much of its power. You stop trying to prove yourself. You start trusting yourself. You stop performing for approval. You start performing from preparation. And that may be one of the greatest competitive advantages a person can ever possess. Because when you know you are the spotlight, it becomes far less intimidating. You no longer need the moment to define you. You simply allow the moment to reveal you. The spotlight reveals preparation. The spotlight reveals confidence. The spotlight reveals character. But eventually, life teaches us something even deeper. The spotlight doesn't only show up on athletic fields. Sooner or later, the spotlight finds every one of us. And when it does, the lesson of pressure becomes far bigger than sports. Thank you for listening to this podcast today. If you think this episode will help someone else, please share it. And as always, visit us at inspiringthem.com, inspiringthem.com. Hey, this is Coach P telling you to move forward. Have a great day now. Hey, let me ask you something. When pressure hits, when things get hard, when others quit, what keeps you moving forward? The answer is mental performance, and that's exactly what we teach at Inspirational University. Start with the powerful book Mental Toughness by Coach P. Then take the next step with our online master classes, one in passion, finding your dream job, the other in goal setting, and the third, mindset, learning how to move forward under pressure and controlling your self-talk. We've also launched our newest book collection, the Mental Performance Series, starting with Volume 1, Passion, Belief, and Achievement, with future volumes coming soon to help you continue building the mindset and discipline needed for success. You can also follow our podcast and our daily words of encouragement over at our YouTube station. But to get more information and learn how to get started today, go to our website, inspiringthem.com, inspiringthem.com. Hey, train your mind, improve your purpose, and achieve your potential. Coach P, have a great day. Move forward.